we go. We're ringing a bell. I'm Jim at RC4, and this is a tutorial on how to make a WDIM M3 ring a telephone. So, first of all, the things that we need the dimmer, of course. We need a little paper clip so we can push the buttons and make settings. We need a screwdriver so we can connect wires to the terminals. We need a bell telephone. And we need a step-up transformer. That's perhaps the unusual piece. So I have put some recommendations down below that are some common ones you could get. They're very, very easy to get. So a quick overview of how that works. This is the same transformer that's used in simple power supplies, where you apply line voltage on the high voltage side. It steps that down to DC voltage on the other side. But the nice thing about magnetic components like a transformer is they work both ways. So if you put AC low voltage injected into the secondary side, the low voltage side, AC of a higher voltage comes out on the primary side. So we're going to do that. We're going to run it backwards. So our dimmer running on a 12-volt power supply will produce alternating current that goes into that's AC, goes into the secondary coil, steps it up to 80 to 100 volts. This is what we need to ring the bell of an old traditional telephone. The way the dimmer creates the AC wave is kind of cool. We have created a wave that gangs two dimmer outputs together, and then they alternate back and forth, simulating a sine wave. They actually dim up and down, so one comes up, and then the other comes up, and then the other comes up. And to turn that into the two sides, so it alternates plus and then alternates negative, that's why we have a center tap transformer. You can see the diagram down below. We're basically pulling one leg high, going back down, then pull the other leg high, and that makes an AC wave. So let's start by powering up our dimmer, which is right now in default mode. So here we have the dimmer on. It's already paired to a transmitter. And I'll just show you now the channels 1, 2, and 3. Get it so you can see the little, there we go. The first three channels by default are on DMX 1, 2, and 3 on the ISL curve. And that's not what we want to do to ring a bell. So I am going to put it in a mode where we'll pair A and B together and use that to generate AC. There is a relatively new feature in RC4 One Touch, we call it Enhanced One Touch, that lets us get to any of the many special dimmer curves that are buried in every device. And one of those special curves is AC wave. How this works is down at specific DMX channel levels, starting at 20, each increment of 1 is another dimmer curve. So 20 is the ISL slow, 21 is ISL fast, 22 is non-dim. And those are the three that you can get by the regular, somewhat easier to use One Touch. And then it goes all the way up to 31, or in the future even higher. And it happens to be value 30 that brings up the AC wave curve. So I want to ring a telephone on DMX channel 25. And the way I'm going to set the curve is I'm going to go to the console. I'm going to set channel 25 to a level of 30, because 30 corresponds in the chart to the AC wave curve. And with that coming through, and that's the only channel up, remember that's the rule of anything you're doing with One Touch. With that one channel up, I go and push the Set A button, and right away we can see that's the warble of an AC synthesis between two channels. And now I can touch the fader, and I'm able to dim that in and out. We're actually changing the amplitude of a synthesized AC wave ganging two dimmers together. It's really pretty cool. So now we've got that happening, and we're going to connect it up to the transformer. All of our dimmers are common positives. So this is something you got to keep in mind. You're going to connect the center tap to a plus terminal. And then the two outside legs of the transformer go to a negative. So you'll do negative A for one leg and negative B for the other leg. And it's very convenient the way the terminals are laid out, on the WDIM M3 in particular, because the A and B is off on one end of the box, and so it ends up to be like this. Very, very straightforward, easy to follow. So now we have AC wave generated in the box. It's on DMX channel 25. It goes through a step-up transformer, and on the output of this transformer we'll have a 100-volt AC wave that can ring a bell. Here's my telephone. I have a non-standard connector on here. That's my fault. I could leave or put an RJ11 connector on, the normal connector in North America. I could go to Home Depot and get an RJ11 jack and put it on my transformer. And then you can grab any phone, plug it in here, and you've basically got a wireless telecue kind of thing when you've got this all configured. So let's see if I've done it all correctly. There we go. We're ringing a bell. And just because of the way all telephones work, when you pick up the handset, it stops the ring. You do the cadence in your console. So if you want to do British ring, if you want to change the pace of the bell, I have scene directors do that, where for tension, to add tension to a scene, the bell might seem to ring just a bit more edgy, and they get that by making the cadence a little bit more urgent than a real phone might be. So you've got total control of that on your console because it's a DMX channel. So that's how you do the whole process. We just made a WDM M3 ring a telephone. We didn't need any computers or special software. You can do it all with your console and a paperclip. It's pretty good, huh?